Good morning, ladies. How are you doing today? Sophie Nicole Casey here, for those of you who don't know me. And today I'm going to be talking about 10 crucial factors, the things that you need to take into consideration before you even think about building a funnel, because otherwise it's not going to perform how you want it to, in a nutshell. So, as always, please give me a hashtag replay if you're watching on a replay, and if you're watching live, say hello. Um, and yeah, so first of all, I would like to know if you have ever actually created a funnel for yourself, or if you're planning on creating a funnel. I would love to hear that from you. Um, yeah, and basically that's about it. So I'm pretty sure I am live right now and it's going through. So I will get straight into it. So I'm going to actually cover 10 points on this. So I'm going to try not to keep it live. My apologies, big truck driving past there. And so first of all, the first thing, and this is very, very important, and it's probably one of the first things that you actually really need to think about, but it is, where do you actually want to, or how do you actually want to position yourself in the market, in your industry, and so on? And there's actually a couple of things that you need to take into consideration here. So first of all, what do you, out of all your offers, all your programs, all your courses, memberships, and so on, first of all, you need to think about, what do you want your signature offer to be? So the thing that when your name comes up, people instantly think about that. Sorry, I've just realized I've got a button undone. I don't want to flash at you all. So when your name comes up, what is the thing that people think about? So that's one part of it. But another part of it is where you actually want to position yourself in terms of, do you want to be known as like a premium like brand or service? Do you want to be known as sort of like lower ticket, so that you're more accessible to people that don't have as much money? Do you want to kind of position yourself in the middle, and so on? And it's really important to think about that because, well, for a start, when depending on what kind of funnel you build will depend on obviously what you want to promote the most, but also eventually you do actually want to have something in place at lots of different levels so that people can join you at different levels. But the idea is just to start with one, and to start with the thing that's most important to you, but also to not, unless you know how, where you stand, like if your program in your niche, in your industry, and to your target audience, if you're considered high ticket, then you're going to need a different type of funnel to something that's considered low ticket. And depending on who your ICA is, something that some people think is low ticket and some people think is high ticket will be completely different. So in some places, I hear people saying that 1,000 is high ticket, like $1,000 plus, whereas I personally think that 3,000 plus was going into high ticket. And some people think that's mid ticket, and other people are like, well, high ticket starts at 10,000. So you really just need to know where you want to position yourself, how you want to position yourself, what you want to be known for, and so on. And you need to be absolutely sure about that before you start doing any kind of funnel planning, funnel work. So let me know in the comments, like, do you have a signature offer? What is it? I'd love to hear about it. Where do you want to position yourself? Would you consider yourself, your offer as high ticket, mid ticket, low ticket, and so on? I'd love to hear that from you. And that basically brings me on to number two. So number two is, you need to actually think about what you need most right now in your business. Because I think a lot of people, they think about building a funnel and they go, okay, I'm going to build a lead magnet funnel because that's what everyone's telling me to do. But what if you've actually already got a highly engaged audience? You've got a great group. You've already got like an email list somehow from running challenges or something. A lead magnet funnel might not actually be the thing that's best for you right now. So you need to think about, what do you need most? So like, do you need cash injection? Do you need to grow your membership? Do you need to have an audience to sell to? Do you just need automation to free up some time? Like, what is your like, what do you, yeah, what is your why? I guess, what is your why of wanting a funnel? Because again, this is going to determine what kind of funnel is right for you. Don't just build the type of funnel that you think because everyone else is talking about doing that. It has to be one that suits you and your immediate goals. So let me know if you've got any questions on that. And what is your why? I'd love to hear, what is your why? What is the thing that you want to focus on most in your business? And obviously, if you're watching on replay, you can do this as well, and I'll come back to you with any feedback if needed, if you want it. So that brings me to number 3. So number 3, have a think about what kind of authority or proof do you actually have? Because unlike working in the DMs and one-to-one and with organic marketing, it's major. It's major. Like, you are not going to get results from funnels unless you have proof, because people going into them, they don't know you from Adam. You know, they're anyone could write a sales page and say, yeah, I've done this and that. You know, I'm sure we've all seen it as well, where people have done that and then people have been scammed, or, you know, people have oversold what they do. Just have a think. What have you got? Have you got testimonials? Have you got case studies? Have you got results for yourself? Have you been published anywhere? You know, like, have you done any, like, I don't know, Forbes, TEDx? That's pretty big. But even smaller things like, you know, radio interviews and so on. Have you got any certifications? That's proof. That's definitely proof. And especially because in these days, a lot of coaches, in fact, most coaches aren't certified, because you don't actually need to be certified to be a coach. So just think about all these kind of things. And if you don't have any, then I'd say go out and get some. Like, you know, do PR work to get your names on things, do some outreach, reach out to previous clients and ask for testimonials. If you still can't get it, then speak to, you know, offer people work pro bono, you know, in exchange for feedback. Or maybe not pro bono, because it doesn't, when people get stuff for free, they don't take it seriously and they don't put the work in, but like for a lower cost. Sorry, that's my husband, you can see walking around in boxes outside. Just checking for any questions so far. So yeah, any of those, just make sure you've got it, because like I said, in a funnel, it's really, really important. Proof is like one of the, well, there's a million key like major key aspects, but that is a very, very important one. And for people to actually trust you, you do need a lot of that. And it needs to be done strategically as well. So you don't just put like random testimonials everywhere. It needs to be in places that, you know, respond and back up the things that you're actually writing in your sales copy or your lead magnet copy and all that kind of stuff. So that was number 3. Okay, so number 4 is, this probably seems like an obvious one, but a lot of people actually still don't think about this. So are you going to outsource it, like to an agency? Are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to find like a handheld way of doing it? Because there are obviously a lot of pros and cons. You know, if you do something completely DIY, for example, yeah, cost is a massive pro, but at the same time, it might take you a year to figure it out, you know, because you keep putting it back, or you might actually do it, but it's not actually done right, and it's not optimized, and you're not getting the results, and you don't know how to see if it's working, all that kind of stuff. But then obviously, if you outsource it to an agency or a, you know, freelancer or whatever, the cost is going to be a lot higher. And also, when you outsource it completely, there's a good chance that the person that's going to do this work for you isn't actually completely invested in your business, in your funnel, and so on. So the way that I always recommend is actually to do the bits that you need to yourself and get support on the other bits. So I don't expect you to build everything from scratch, from, you know, building all your landing pages and all that kind of stuff, figuring it all out, but get help. But I think especially copywriting, I think that needs to be done by you, because you know your ICA the best, you know your ideal client the best, you know what language to use, you know how to connect with your ideal client, you know your business better than anyone else. So, and also copywriting is very expensive when it's done properly. So have a think about that. Just decide, you know, which way you're going to do it. DIY, outsourced, as in done for you, or done with you. That's a very important one to think about. So then what number was that? Sorry. Oh yeah. So yeah, let me know actually how, based on what I've just said there, would you personally, like, how do you feel about that? Are you like outsource it all the way? Are you like, yeah, I'm going to figure it all out myself? Or are you like the third option, which is I would do it, but I would need to have the right kind of like guidance and templates. So I'd be interested to see how you guys feel about that. And number 5, you have to figure out what tech you're going to use. So there's obviously 2 main ways of doing this. You might already have some tech in place. So you need to decide first, well, with that, are you going to keep that, or are you going to, you know, change to suit, you know, building a funnel, that kind of stuff. But the main 2 options basically are with separate platforms that connect with each other, or using an all-in-one platform. And as with everything else I've said, there are pros and cons to both. So for example, with an all-in-one platform, everything's in one place. It's great. On the downside, it can be more expensive, and on the downside, you don't have as much freedom. Nothing in an all-in-one platform is ever quite as good as using software that was built for that specific purpose. So for example, in my business, because I built mine years ago, I'm not moving over to an all-in-one platform. But a lot of the time now, I do kind of wish it was, just so that everything is there in one place and it's easy. But at the same time, I use like WordPress with Elementor, and Elementor, in my opinion, is the best page builder out there, like hands down. I use Thrivecart for my checkouts, so I can do all my order bumps, upsells, downsells, all that kind of stuff. And it's like really well optimized for funnels. I use ActiveCampaign because I think it's the best email marketing software. But I do have to make sure these things talk to each other and integrate. So you need to decide what kind of tech you're going to use and what's right for you as well, because some platforms have different things. You might want something specific. So just make sure you've looked at that and you're clear on doing it. Because also, I see everyone posting in the group saying, what platform do you use for this? And everyone's going Kajabi. Kajabi's rubbish. Kajabi's absolutely rubbish. It doesn't even allow you to have an evergreen countdown timer on there without getting an external thing that you have to pay for and putting it in with HTML. Funnel software should have that. And there's just so many other things I would say don't go near Kajabi with. So just make sure you know what you want it to be able to do, and you know that the platforms that you choose can do it. Otherwise, you're going to put a lot of effort in, and you might have to change your software again. Okay, so that was number 6. Now this is more back to the strategy side of things again. So number 7 is, how does it all fit together? And this is really, really important because, it has to actually flow. It has to be logical. So let's just say you've got a lead magnet and then you want to nurture people and then you want to sell to them afterwards. You have to make sure that the thing that you're selling, that the lead magnet is the step that person would need directly one step before, so that the thing you're selling is the logical next step that they would need to take to get to what they want to achieve faster. Oh, Tom, get down. My kitten's climbing up the mosquito net door. Good boy. He's a good cat, really. So for example, a lead magnet is going to be the first place where they enter your world. So at that point, they're probably, they're at the awareness stage of a funnel. So, and the chances are they don't even know that there's a solution to their problem. Or a lot of the time, they don't even know that they have a problem, but also they don't know that you are the solution to their problem. So in this lead magnet, you're educating them, you're making them realize that there is a solution and that you know the solution and you're the best person for it. And the next step is you offering them that solution or a way of fast tracking that solution, So you can do it this way and you can spend a year doing it this way, or you can buy this or enroll in this and you can get there 10 times faster, So it has to directly connect with where they want to go. And remember, it's all about them. It's not about you. It's not, I've got this awesome course. It's, you want to get to this point in your life and I'm going to get there. I'm going to get you there faster with this. So just make sure it flows. And make sure you know how you're actually going to drive traffic to it as well. There's loads of different ways. There's what I call inbound and outbound marketing techniques. So inbound is putting it in strategic places, like in your profiles, your link tree, your pinned posts, in the email signature, in blog posts, high value blog posts. You can put little sign up forms halfway down if it's like a lead magnet funnel. All that kind of stuff is what I call inbound marketing. And then obviously you've got your outbound marketing, which is where you post, you go live, you comment, you do all that kind of stuff. So just figure out how you're going to drive traffic to it. What's the best platform? What kind of thing is this? If what you're offering is something techie like me, then the chances are they're going to be on YouTube looking for it, Whereas if you're a coach and they're looking for normal wellness advice and stuff, then obviously Facebook or YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Safa. Safa's just jumping up. Say hello. That was number. Hang on, please don't lie on the keyboard. It's on my other keyboard, and he has a habit of doing things like pressing buttons. So that was number 7. So let me know if you're following so far, if that all makes sense, if you've got any questions at all. Because I'm not actually seeing any comments on here right now, but I know sometimes this does not. Sometimes it just doesn't work for me, basically. That was number 7. So number 8 is you need to make sure, and this is especially before you go live and start doing anything with it, but you need to make sure you've got a way of tracking the performance of your funnel. So there's no point spending, spending, I don't know, 1 month to 2 years, like building this gorgeous, amazing funnel, and then just not really knowing how it works. So you need to make sure that you have a way of knowing how many people see each page, and then on a deeper level you can do a lot more, like button click scroll, how much they scroll on pages, how long they spend on certain pages, so you can find who's an engaged audience. So obviously you can do that with like Google Analytics. If you're using all-in-one platforms, they've normally got that built in, but I highly recommend using Google Analytics as well, because later, if you want to do any advertising, whether it's like Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, whatever, you're going to want to have that information on Google so that you can create audiences out of your highly engaged people, create audiences out of people who purchased, who took certain actions, and so on. So just make sure you have a way of tracking that. And let me know if, for those of you who have got funnels, are you tracking stuff already? Are you using Google Analytics? Because Google Analytics, like the old one, Universal Analytics, ends on the 1st, which is Saturday. So that's disappearing, which means you're going to be on GA4, Google Analytics 4, which is the new one. So actually tomorrow in my free group, I'm going to be doing a training showing you how to set up your GA4 accounts. So let me know if you want to come in for that, because I did a poll on Monday and that's what everyone voted for. But yeah, just make sure you've got that tracking, because you need to know, and you need to know your numbers as well. So you need to know what to expect. So let's just say you've got your lead magnet and you send 100 people to your lead magnet sign up page, and then you get 10 leads out of it. That means you've got a conversion rate of 10%. And you need to be aiming for 50% of people who view that page sign up, and you need to be hitting at least 30 to 40%. 30 is low end. You want more than that, really. And obviously the higher you make that percent, the less work you have to put in to get your results. So that's why it's really, really important to do, because otherwise, if you're not checking that, if you're not making it better when you know it's not performing well, then it means you've just done all that work for nothing. And it means you're working really, really hard to drive loads of traffic, but not enough people are taking the actions. Hang on, Tom Tom. He wants to come in now. You just wait a second, Tom Tom. Okay, so that was number 8, nearly there, guys. So number 9, ideal client work. I just probably should have got it right at the beginning, to be fair, but I just wrote them in the order that I thought of them. So yeah, obviously you should have done your ICA work, but is it up to date? Have you revisited it? A lot of people do it at the beginning of their journey, but then they actually grow and they change, and then their offers change because they're more and more advanced, especially as a coach, right? You're only got to be 3 steps ahead of your people. So make sure you've done your ICA work, and make sure that for every single offer or program you've got a separate ICA for those, because the person who purchases your high ticket offer is not going to be the same person that purchases your low ticket offer nor your mid ticket offer. They're going to be at different stages they're going to be at different stages in their journey. So each of these offers is going to have different messaging. The people who the low ticket is aimed at are generally going to be beginners. They need educating. They're not ready for that. The people mid ticket, they already know about it. They're ready to take further action. And the people for high ticket generally know exactly what's going on. They've done work on it and they're ready to push that through. Yeah, so I've actually got an acronym for that. So it's the 3 S's, and it's step in is like low tickets. It's how they like step into your world. Step up is when they like upgrade and take a step further, and then supercharge is the that sort of like high offer. But they don't have to come in that order. People can come in at high ticket, people can come in at mid ticket, people can come in at any, and it's your choice. You need to choose. Do you want to send people straight to high ticket and then downsell if they don't purchase that, or do you want them to come in slowly and just work their way up? You need to decide how you want to actually do that. So yeah, back to that was a bit of a tangent. Back to the ICA thing. Just make sure what you're going to be offering. Do they need it? Does that specific ICA that you're choosing for this funnel, do they need that right now? And if they don't, then don't do it. And if you aren't sure, then go and do some research. Post in Facebook groups. Find out what the exact words on the subject are as well, so that you can use those words in your messaging. So just make sure you've validated it, whatever you're doing. Very, very important. Obviously, if you've already sold loads of them and you're just automating it, then you already know this. So that's not relevant to you. And then number 10 is the last one on my list, and that is branding. So back to number 1, which was how you're positioning yourself. Think about that question again. If you're positioning yourself as high end, as luxury, as creme de la creme, does your branding reflect that? In fact, even if you are low ticket and you're just selling low ticket products, you still need good branding. So this isn't, again, it's not like being in the DMs. It's completely different. It's not like being in the DMs where you can just talk your way into a sale, where you can tell them about your program. This is people looking at you on a screen. So if your landing pages, your sales pages, your lead magnets, if they're a mess, people aren't going to want to work with you, even if it's free. Like if I go to sign up for a freebie that someone's shared and it looks a mess on their page, I'm not signing up to that, because I just think they're not on the ball. They've not got it sorted. And even though it's no reflection, they might be amazing at what they do, but the fact that they haven't been professional enough to make sure that their funnel looks good is a massive no for me. And that's not just me. I know that for a fact. I'm not just being OCD. You have to look the part. If you want to be selling $10,000 programs, you need to make sure your branding looks like you're worth that much money. It's very, very important. So that was number 10. That was my last one that I wanted to say. So let me know if you have any questions for me at all. And I just want to tell you about something now. So everything I've spoken about today is obviously just a tiny part of what goes into creating funnels and so on. So I actually have a program. It's a handheld group program. Well, it's got 3 levels, but the main one and the best way is with the handheld one. It's called Fast Paced to Passive. And in this program is absolutely everything you need to build an entire evergreen empire. And this is all of those stages I've mentioned, the low, mid, the high. It's absolutely everything you need, from website templates to email copy to sales copy workbooks to automations, everything. And the best part is actually the support you get, which is direct access to me. So obviously, like, you can join at any time. It's an evergreen program. You can, if you opt for either of the 2 higher ones, not the DIY option, then you get access to a private WhatsApp group where you can get quick support. You get weekly tech-in sessions, they're called, where you can just jump on a call, talk strategy. At any time ever, you can request demos, and I can add new demos. There's absolutely so much in this course. It's like unbelievable. You don't have to do it all in the same order either. You go in, you do the first section, you do your groundwork and your strategy, and then you choose where you want to go. So you choose what kind of funnel you want to build, and it's all there. Every step you need to take that's going to allow you to have passive income, semi-passive, and recurring revenue. So I'm just trying to check my notes because I've just skipped forward and not looked at them. So you get lifetime access to the existing and future course materials if you do want to come in. There's payment plans on all of them. And what I'll do is, if you want to learn more about it, you can either have a look straight on my sales page, or I've got a free masterclass where I actually share it's called How to Achieve Automation Abundance. And it actually teaches you how you need to model your business for it to be capable of having passive, semi-passive, and recurring. Because it's important that your business model allows that. And I mean, there are, if you've got a launch business model, you can use this, but you do need something evergreen. And evergreen just means you have it all year round. But my program actually covers if you've got a launch model as well, because it includes all the launch templates, everything from growing your audience, so lead magnets, to passive low ticket sales, to growing your membership or group program, to launching. It's got all the launch stuff in there. To how to grow your audience in between launches, and it's got high ticket in there. It's literally everything, and I'm still constantly adding to it with the more kind of feedback and so on that I get. So I will leave them links for you. If you have any questions, or if you want to jump on a call to ask any questions, you're more than welcome to. I'm not into hard sales. This is why I do what I do and why I like funnels, because I just prefer the stuff to do the work behind it. But obviously, no matter what you do, you still need to be, in the game, visible, and helping ladies like you. So I really hope that this was a valuable training. Please do let me know. Let me have your feedback. And that is it from me basically today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you guys soon. Take care.